we'll never know. It's going to take some time to know if and when the Dodgers won this Mookie Betts trade. And even
They did.
Probably. Even if he does not re-sign with the Dodgers after this season, if we win something or whatever, it's still going to take time to kind of, I guess if he opts out and we don't win a World Series, then we definitely lost a trade. But still, we don't quite know how that's going to play out. It's going to take some time years to see how that plays out. But so far, so good for Mookie. Even if the bat isn't quite showing it, it looks like he's kind of paying off as just a good teammate. Of course, early in original spring training, the players were, kind of besides themselves with him coming out and kind of addressing the team, former teammates or current teammates, I guess you can say, Joe Kelly and David Price, saying like that was very out of the ordinary for him. He had sort of instituted the thing where if you made an error in practice, you had to pay up into a pool and all that. Cody's friend Mookie is coming here to make a difference on this team of already a very good, very, very good baseball club. But he wants to take this team to another level, wants to take it to that next step. And as I said, sort of showing off those MVP intangibles. We saw Mookie after a double off of Ross Stripling on Sunday, after Ross made it through the inning, he went up to Ross and told him something. Here is a bit of what I'm calling Mookie help, and with some help from John Hartung and gang. Mookie talking to Mr. Ross Stripling. Here's the pitch.
There's the changeup again.
And
gets Cody Bellinger looking.
Cody Bellinger striking out.
And a good fifth inning for Ross Stripling. 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 frame. It is 2-1. He's a chat with Mookie Betts. We're heading to the 6th. Mookie Betts had a leadoff double against Ross Stripling, and when he was at second base, Nomar, he clearly saw something that Ross Stripling was doing, and so he just had a little chat with him, probably about tipping his pitches or what he was able to see from second.
Yeah, usually right now he's probably talking about what he was able to see from second base, and if a runner on second base can see that, obviously gives an opportunity to relay that to the hitter, and there's a man on second. So he's just letting them know, I mean, all the little things you want to help each other out so they can make the adjustment prior to the season.
So right away I was like, okay, clearly he either saw a tip or he was able to see the ball. Frank Lopez coming in hot with the quote of, here's how we beat you 2 years ago. That was one thing. My Mrs. FRG got mad at me for saying, like, I was even telling you, like, we should title the article, here's Cody Bell, or here's Mookie Betts bringing his sign-stealing ways, in jest, but bringing his sign-stealing ways to the Dodgers. But he saw something, and right away he wanted to make sure that Ross knew. So we didn't know. I forgot to ask Dave about it. So I went to the source. I went ahead and asked our friend, Mr. Ross Stripling, about it, and Strip told me here that Mookie said he could see a pinky flare on the changeup, and we know Ross is working on that changeup a lot, so he can see a pinky flare on my changeup from second base. You can see my glove as he ended up taking the lead there. So stop flailing my pinky or change it on every pitch. Make sure your hand is looking the same, because if you can see that ball, you can see the pinky while he's grabbing the ball, whatever it is. That would be a tip.
Pro tip, literally from a professional.
But I don't know. That's kind of cool to see, man. Like,
I think that speaks to his character as a teammate. Like, number one, the fact that he is looking for stuff like that, first of all, is great. Like, he's looking for those things to recognize during the season. He's that smart of a player. He has that high of a baseball IQ.
In a game that means nothing.
In a game that means absolutely nothing. Second of all, to be able to come to a new team where you are the new guy. I mean, he is the new guy, even though he is a superstar player and an MVP winner. He is the new guy. Mm-hmm. And to go to a guy who's been on the team for 6 years now almost and say, hey, I saw something in what you were doing and it's wrong and it's going to get you hit a lot during the season. I mean, to be that bold and that good of a teammate, to not be shy about it and be like, hey, like, by the way, like, here's what I can see. And yeah. I'm sure Ross is like, dude, like, that's gonna save my life during the season. Like, if he hadn't told him that, who knows who picks up on it? Maybe nobody picks up on it the rest of the year.
Yeah, so that, I mean, again, really cool to see, like what Santiago says here, team player. You love to see it. I definitely wouldn't be overly vocal to even with, if I have the stature and the the numbers on the back of my baseball card like Mookie does. I would not feel comfortable doing that. Like immediately after the fact in this intra-squad game, going up to a veteran on the team you just joined and being like, hey, bro, this is what you're doing wrong, or this is what I'm seeing. So
I don't like to tell people how to do their job. So
big ups to Mookie Betts for being a good dude, for helping out the team, being part of the cause, and helping our good friend Mr. Ross, fifth starter Stripling.